and Technology Promotion Office in Shanghai. The contest will gather young talents from renowned universities to showcase solutions for an empowered, sustainable society through innovative design. The need to build inclusive, safe, and sustainable communities is immediate. The 4C Challenge will demonstrate the integration of city and industry with low investment, low maintenance, and low impact approaches to sustainable development. Our designers of tomorrow can help show us alternative, viable paths to a better future. In this respect, I hope you will enjoy this morning's program and wish each one of you a successful and inspiring UNIDO Day 2023. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to address you on behalf of the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, UNIDO. Our theme today, Opening, Connecting the World, Technology Powering the Future, echoes UNIDO's motto, Progress by Innovation. As a proud supporter of the China Shanghai International Technology Fair, we have organized for 7 consecutive years the UNIDO Day during the fair. This year's UNIDO Day focuses on the application of green technology and digitally smart integration in sustainable communities. With new technologies, such as the Internet of Things, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and new media technologies, people's lives are witnessing revolution. Innovative design is making technology people-oriented and resource-efficient. In this context, UNIDO aims to show how innovative design can enhance sustainable development. UNIDO Day 2023 is held in collaboration with the Shanghai Jiao Tong University School of Design. I'm therefore particularly pleased to announce the 4C Challenge 24-Hour Global Design Charrette, supported by Shanghai Jiao Tong University and UNIDO's Investment and Technology Promotion Office in Shanghai. The contest will gather young talents from renowned universities to showcase solutions for an empowered, sustainable society through innovative design. The need to build inclusive, safe, and sustainable communities is immediate. The 4C Challenge will demonstrate the integration of city and industry with low investment, low maintenance, and low impact approaches to sustainable development. Our designers of tomorrow can help show us alternative, viable paths to a better future. In this respect, I hope you will enjoy this morning's program and wish each one of you a successful and inspiring UNIDO Day 2023. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to address you on behalf of the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, UNIDO. Our theme today, Opening, Connecting the World, Technology Powering the Future, echoes UNIDO's motto, Progress by Innovation. As a proud supporter of the China Shanghai International Technology Fair, we have organized for 7 consecutive years the UNIDO Day during the fair. This year's UNIDO Day focuses on the application of green technology and digitally smart integration in sustainable communities. With new technologies, such as the Internet of Things, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and new media technologies, people's lives are witnessing revolution. Innovative design is making technology people-oriented and resource-efficient. In this context, UNIDO aims to show how innovative design can enhance sustainable development. UNIDO Day 2023 is held in collaboration with the Shanghai Jiao Tong University School of Design. I'm therefore particularly pleased to announce the 4C Challenge 24-Hour Global Design Charrette, supported by Shanghai Jiao Tong University and UNIDO's Investment and Technology Promotion Office in Shanghai. The contest will gather young talents from renowned universities to showcase solutions for an empowered, sustainable society through innovative design. The need to build inclusive, safe, and sustainable communities is immediate. The 4C Challenge will demonstrate the integration of city and industry with low investment, low maintenance, and low impact approaches to sustainable development. Our designers of tomorrow can help show us alternative, viable paths to a better future. In this respect, I hope you will enjoy this morning's program and wish each one of you a successful and inspiring UNIDO Day 2023. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to address you on behalf of the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, UNIDO. Our theme today, Opening, Connecting the World, Technology Powering the Future, echoes UNIDO's motto, Progress by Innovation. As a proud supporter of the China Shanghai International Technology Fair, we have organized for 7 consecutive years the UNIDO Day during the fair. This year's UNIDO Day focuses on the application of green technology and digitally smart integration in sustainable communities. With new technologies, such as the Internet of Things, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and new media technologies, people's lives are witnessing revolution. Innovative design is making technology people-oriented and resource-efficient. In this context, UNIDO aims to show how innovative design can enhance sustainable development. UNIDO Day 2023 is held in collaboration with the Shanghai Jiao Tong University School of Design. I'm therefore particularly pleased to announce the 4C Challenge 24-Hour Global Design Charrette, supported by Shanghai Jiao Tong University and UNIDO's Investment and Technology Promotion Office in Shanghai. The contest will gather young talents from renowned universities to showcase solutions for an empowered, sustainable society through innovative design. The need to build inclusive, safe, and sustainable communities is immediate. The 4C Challenge will demonstrate the integration of city and industry with low investment, low maintenance, and low impact approaches to sustainable development. Our designers of tomorrow can help show us alternative, viable paths to a better future. In this respect, I hope you will enjoy this morning's program and wish each one of you a successful and inspiring UNIDO Day 2023. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to address you on behalf of the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, UNIDO. Our theme today, Opening, Connecting the World, Technology Powering the Future, echoes UNIDO's motto, Progress by Innovation. As a proud supporter of the China Shanghai International Technology Fair, we have organized for 7 consecutive years the UNIDO Day.
And now, we're going to kick off the next round, or the next part of UNIDO Day. In 2020, UNIDO ITPO Shanghai joins hands with Shanghai Jiao University to launch the WITS initiative, which aims to jointly create an ecosystem of industrial technology innovation and international cooperation and to promote technological innovation and inclusive and sustainable industrial development. After a rigorous selection and expert review process, we finally selected 6 outstanding projects to be awarded at today's UNIDO Day. They are ThinkWise Industrial Internet Platform for developing intelligent applications for process industries from Shanghai Youye. Green Low Carbon Digital Infrastructure Best Practice Cloud plus Smart Driving Innovative Base from Hawing Changsheng Group, and Ecological Printing and Dyeing Solutions from Lexiang Yongxu Hangzhou, Single Cell 5-Level AI Management and Energy Storage Hub Digital Platform from Asia Inform, Real-Time Time Series Database from Shanghai Majestic Technology Company Limited, as well as Solar Energy Irrigation Smart Agriculture Management from Ningbo William New Energy Company. And now, I would like to invite Madam Zhou Lan, Chairman Huang Feng, and Director Zhao Xiaolei to come up to the stage and really award the WITS certificates to those outstanding project representatives. Congratulations to you all. Hopefully, their sustainable solutions will be better guided by the UNIDO's philosophy and ideas to better empower the sustainable development and innovation of the world. And please remain on the stage, and we're going to take a group photo. And we're going to take a group picture here. Right, thank you so much. And please kindly go back to your seat. Now, I would like to give the floor to words to Deputy Dean of Design School of Shanghai Jiao University, Dr. Zhang Zhen, and he will be able to draw attention towards the 4C Challenge 24-Hour Design Awarding.
So first, let's introduce the 2023 4C Challenge. The 4C Challenge stands for Create, Connect, Communicate, and Collaborate. That's why we call it as the 4C Challenge. The 4C Challenge brings together students from the diverse backgrounds and nationalities to explore and solve real-world problems. In the past 3 years, we have 100 universities, 700 students participated in our contest. They have shown much courage to break the boundaries and make achievements in 24 hours. By fostering imagination, creativity, and cross-cultural collaboration, the 4C Challenge empowers participants to develop innovative, forward-thinking, and impactful designs for a sustainable and better future. This year, we gather together under the name of Renewer. Together, we try to create a sustainable space and promote the smooth operation of communities. So next, let's see some video of our 4C Challenge this year. Please see the screen.
We can connect with each other and jointly use the power of design to achieve a more sustainable future.
A call for global universities to come together and contribute to sustainable future habitats.
The topic of industrial renewal and what we are more used to see in Torino, in my city, or in general in Italy.
It's no longer just about brick and mortar building, but also we have seen a popular or common nowadays in public space.
Noticing boring things in life is a power. I believe ideas need actions.
I'm very interested in sharing how I feel thoughts around the renewal and focus on urban space.
The topic of this year is called Home. Wish you good luck, and let the adventure begin.
Yeah, it is in the form of an application.
A is architecture and 3I means industrial design. AI, yes. And we think it's a funny name.
Have you ever overcome a goalie because of different majors?
Thank you very much. The fourth challenge in 2023 focus on the innovative designs, translation, and market application, which focuses on translating technology into energy saving and space creation so as to break through the boundaries of disciplines and broad, universally beneficial processes. Therefore, we hope that we have organized a foundation, and we are very honored to invite the three enterprises to the cooperation intention signing ceremony. Let's give the floor Mr. Hou Zhi, General Manager of BOE Shanghai Technology, and Mr. Shao Jinfeng, Chief Designer of AIC Innovation R&D Institute, Mr. Zhao Li, Partner of SBCVC, and also Professor Ran Xin, Dean from the Design School of Shanghai Tong University, to sign the cooperation MOU. You can use the pen to sign the agreement. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support. Please kindly take your seat. Next is the very exciting award ceremony. Last week, on the weekend between 10th of June to the 11th of June, the 2023 4C Challenge 24 Hours have been organized in a hybrid model, which has attracted participants from Imperial College London, Royal College of Art, New York University, Cornell University, Delft University of Technology, National University of Singapore, University of Hong Kong, University of Hong Kong Polytechnic Universities, among other 50 universities. Students from across the world have joined online, and these cross-discipline cooperation and cross-cultural background have provided inspirations, and they have deeply contemplating on the content and extension of the community of shared future for mankind, and also demonstrated their responsibilities. We have 6 excellent award winners. There are 6, so we're going to award them in 2 batches now. Let's give the floor to Mr. Zhao Li, the partner of SBCVC, and Mr. Ren He from COMAC, and General Manager Mr. Dai Pengwei from the Rockwell Automation Limited Company. Now let's invite Team 2 to Summit Journey.
Team 23, Dalmatia.
The award presenting guests and our team members, let's have a group photo together. because some of our team members are overseas, they cannot physically present here, but we're going to have a group photo together. Thank you. Congratulations. And classmates, please take your seat, and our guests, please remain on the stage. Next, we are going to invite Team 30 Collaborative Catalyst, Team 32 Weekend Lab, and Team 37.
好，请嘉宾和同学们合影留念。恭喜各位获奖者！恭喜各位获奖者！好，请同学们请入座，嘉宾请入座。那接下来我们要颁发的是2等奖，我们有请虹口区商务委主任武志勇先生、上汽集团创新研究院开发总院总设计师邵景峰先生、京东方智慧视窗业务总经理侯志先生为2等奖获奖同学颁奖。我们有请 Team 14 3LY、Team 20 A111、Team 33。Let's have a group photo together. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Team members, please return to your seats, and also our guests, kindly take your seats, please. Next, it is the most exciting moment, the awards presenting for the first prize. Before that, let's watch a small, let's appreciate the works that completed by our classmates and students from different universities within 24 hours.
Is designed for novice digital nomads eager to pursue a wanderlust lifestyle and break free from the confines of the traditional office environment. However, with the dramatic change of lifestyle, people might come across a sense of insecurity and uncertainty because of their unstable home locations. So our design concept is to design a mobile home services to facilitate a seamless transition from the conventional way of living and working, offering digital nomads a homey feeling for better self-establishment and sustainable renewal in the future. As for the service blueprints, users can simply learn homing mobile from advertisements, web pages, and other digital nomads. Homing mobile services include the design of the RV as the physical space, and the design of the virtual space are contained in the key. When everything is set, users can enjoy the new wandering life by simply inserting the key into the RV, which will allow them to enjoy 3 different scenarios. In the scenario shelter, you can simply register your account and log into Homey mobile app. In here, you can DIY your new home design, and the system will always remember your preferences whenever you arrive at the new destination. The emotion container is the second scenario that combines virtual and physical experiences to help users increase their work efficiency and to prevent social isolation during their journeys. When users are not in the virtual space, the living space in the RV is very limited. However, when users put on the VR glasses and insert the data key into the wall, things will become different. Users can choose entering the office focus mode. In this mode, users can efficiently work using virtual screens and keyboards in a spatial and minimalist style virtual environment. Users can also enter the cozy home mode, where they can simply customize the style of their room and engage in activities such as nurturing virtual plant and pets. For our last scenario, RV offers many possibilities for the combination of public spaces and stakeholders to form a shared community. Our RV contains a retractable platform that can be formed into different shapes and compatible with others to produce a space for person-to-person communication. Last but not least, in order to meet various social, spiritual, and material needs, users can also choose to connect with different permanent sites where people can stay for any periods of time in purpose of self-renewal. Thank you for watching.
That's amazing and mind-blowing. And now, I would like to invite Team 0400 as well as Team 39 LZWZ to come up to stage and receive the word.
Dean of Shanghai Jiao Tong School of Design, Professor Ruan Xing, to come to the stage to award the winners. Congratulations to all the winners and yes, you can leave the stage. 嘉宾请入座，同学请入座。
And please go back to your seat. Thank you. Right. Here comes the most important award, that is grand prize. Now please take a look at the screen.
The rapid development of modernization has brought many problems. From rural construction to urban prosperity, while the economy has developed, it has weakened the emotional connections between community residents today. In the past, people lived together for 4 generations and had fun. But now in the vast city, countless lonely figures are left behind. In addition to the elderly living alone, more and more young people are joining the ranks of living alone, and this new era of living alone where both old and new coexist is gradually approaching. We have identified the target groups as young and elderly individuals living alone and analyzed their respective life journeys to identify a common issue. Health diet. Eating is originally a very happy thing, but if they live alone, this matter becomes difficult, and we have found that young people living alone often eat fast food due to their busy work. Although elderly people have plenty of time, they often eat leftovers or have no interest in cooking seriously due to frugality. And we hope to strengthen their connection through having a meal together, promote healthy eating for both parties, and feel the warmth and companionship of home in the vast city. The Eat Together we designed can do this. When young users commute to work in the morning, they can pass the owner card authentication and make dinner reservations on the Eat Together device. At this time, a certain square on the device will record for your dietary expectations. You can choose dishes on the collaboration app during commuting. When the provided dinner information is submitted, this box will light up for you. After completing the owner card authentication, you can remove the cube from the device. The cube will broadcast the dinner information you are looking forward to the old man. If the old man approves the information, you can take the cube away to buy ingredients and make a dinner for you and himself, and choose to pack for you or wait for you to eat according to your message. When you go to the appointment and eat, you need to return the small cubes taken by the old man to the Eat Together device. After the return is successful, the order is officially completed. You can praise the elderly on the app or pay him a certain fee. Eat Together attracts the attention of residents by setting it at the entrance of the community, serves young people and the elderly living alone, solves the problem of dietary health, and allows them to build a new home emotion. But its potential is far more than that. Through service expansion, more groups with different roles can be covered. When you come home late, you will find that the moment you walk into the community, there is always someone who is still lighting up the lights for you. And there is a strange and lonely person who is looking forward to starting a new story about home with you.
Now I would like to give the floor towards the winners of this Grand Prize, Jiao Wenqi from Macau University of Science and Technology, Ren Keyu from Hunan University, Wu Yating from China Academy of Art, as well as Yuan Yuqian from Jiangnan University. Please come up to the stage and receive your award. And also, I would like to give the floor to Professor Xi Lifeng, Vice President, Shanghai Jiao Tong University, and Mr. Zhang Yi, Deputy Director General of China International Center for Economic and Technology Exchanges, to come up to the stage and also help issue this award. Thank you. Congratulations to you all. And please remain on stage, and we're going to take a group picture of you. Again, congratulations. And please go back to your seat. Thank you. Obviously, within 24 hours, you have achieved a lot in finishing all those video clips, your design, your masterpieces. And beforehand, they have never ever known each other. Rather, they simply transcend differences in time, space, professional background, and school. Every time I was amazed by their performances. Each and every one of our participants have really overcome a lot of odds in order to finish the challenge. Thank you so much, dear creators. And now I will give the floor back to the moderator today. Thank you, Madam Zhang. And now, we are going to kick off the summit part of UNIDO Day. And this will be divided into two parts: design for sustainable innovation and design for sustainable market applications. And we have already invited the big names in the design field and opinion leaders in the industry to discuss innovative design for sustainable development. Progress by innovation. UNIDO recognizes the power of innovation, and design is a powerful tool to enable that. And with that, I would like to give the floor to Xiao Jingfeng, Chief Design Officer, SICK Motor R&D Innovative Headquarters, Professor Lin Kongping, Dean and Chair Professor, School of Design, the Hong Kong Polytechnic University, and Ran Xin, Dean of School of Design of Shanghai Jiao Tong University. Please come up to the stage. By providing the most forward-looking vehicle design solutions, SICK Group has grown to be one of the most important forces in China's automotive design field. First of all, we would like to invite Chief Designer Xiao Jingfeng to share the idea revolving around sustainable thinking in new energy vehicle design. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's an honor for me to be here with all of you. And from the perspective of a vehicle designer, I would like to brief you upon the status quo of the industry. Actually from SICK Group. I'm basically in charge of the Motor R&D Innovation Institution. And be it interiors or exteriors, I'm in charge of all of them. And I used to do design only, but now I'm also responsible for the manufacturing of that. Basically, there are 5 pillars, 5 brands: Zhiji, Feifan, Mingjue, and Haiwai. And the last one is an independent branch. And as for our design team, in the world, we got, for example, headquarters in Shanghai, and also we got 300 designers here. And also we got 2 studios in London and Tokyo to do design, and we are in this way going to do the global design. And for this year, we have 4C Challenge by Shanghai Jiao Tong University, and we put in place such contest as well. For sustainable development, it's all about constant input with a lot of output, and we have already put in place challenges like this in the past. Hopefully, maybe we can achieve synergy or cooperation with Shanghai Jiao Tong University. and I am one of the alumni of Shanghai Jiao University, and I have communicated a lot with students and teachers from Jiao University. And in this way, I understand the very nature of 4C challenge, and also we have been a part of the hacker marathon activity for designers. And I could not really fully engage myself into that because it's a 24 hours contest. I could not really be outside of my home for 24 hours. And this is several examples for your reference, and these are some of the good designs. Through music and through the music, you'll be able to see the dynamics as well as all kinds of changes on the front side of the vehicle. And that's really mind-blowing, isn't it? And as for today's thing, it's all about sustainable development. Then what is it? I feel like the most important thing is about guiding and meeting the consumer's demand in order to have the sustainable supply for the demand, without which there's no way for us to build a sound industry chain in consumption. And as for vehicles or auto industry, what should we follow? Let's take myself as an example. And I myself have been working in this industry for 24 years already. And for the first 12 years, I worked at a JV, and then for the next half, I worked at an independent brand. And I could say that I could really feel and experience the revolutions, all the reforms in the auto industry. In 1999 to 2011, I worked for SAIC Volkswagen, rolling out 6 models, and it's really hard for me to develop at that time. It was all about learning experience, and you can see that on the roads, some of the vehicles are running there, and they're all my designs. And as for the later part, I could be even busier, and I have rolled out so many models like this. And it's all about a transition from a JV to a Chinese brand. And you can see that for Chinese OEM, they're constantly on the rise. And we have really catched up with the development trend here. And you can see there are a lot of opportunities for the Chinese designs in auto industry. And in the future, I think the competition might be really fierce. And as for the Chinese powers or market players, we are making our way out. And as for the Chinese vehicles, we have our own specialties and characteristics. In the past, we tended to be pessimistic. However, nowadays, things have started to change. Of course, there are a lot of risks to design. Without good sales volume, there's no dignity. And sales means everything to designers. If the sales is really good, then the designer will really embrace a lot of opportunities. However, if the sales is bad, then the designer may be so heartbroken. The designers themselves, they're not always moving from place A to B. It's all about making sound designs for different places. And I would say for designer, the occupation, I would say it's highly risky. And for most of you, you haven't really touched upon this area. Most of you, rather, you are going to laser focus on architecture. But if you're interested, feel free to join the challenge in automotive. Why we have such a great responsibility for auto industry, that is the cornerstone of national economy in China. It's fair to say that in 2022, we got GDP of 121 trillion RMB, and as for auto industry, it accounts for like 9.28 trillion RMB. Accounting for 16.6%. And it's the proportion for only one enterprise. And through endless rounds of competition, and I would say we saw the decrease from 19% to somewhere around 16%. And that's something we need to constantly evolve and keep pace with the time development. Then what is about sustainability in auto industry? It's all about moving from traditional fuel vehicles to NEV. And that's actually the first step we need to do. We see the 70% of the petroleum import. And that turns out to be a very good favorable policies for us from the national government. And with those changes, we have seen new movements of NEVs, and it's so special about China. For example, for this curve, it's about Chinese sales after it's peaking, and then it slows down, and then it moves up again. And we are changing the track. We are not really specializing in traditional fuel vehicles competing with traditional OEMs. Rather, we're moving to NEV industry.
For 80 years in a row, China ranked first in the world, which is quite amazing, and the industry is emerging very quickly with a lot of new developments. During the past 7 years, we have completed the journey that took Western countries 30 years. Now, every 2 to 3 years, we would have a new generation of products, and vehicles are like consumable products. Within 5 years, we have a lot of new brands, and many of them are entering the phase of value addition and creation. Some of them may be phased out, but there will be heroes created as well. This year, the Shanghai Automobile Show will be remembered and written into history, and it will be a watershed moment. The first one post the pandemic, when the representatives come into this show, they sensed that the EVs of China has demonstrated their content as well as vitality. Friends like cars can run a query online. What are the reasons behind it? Our group has also launched our targets on the automobile show that we want to have 3.5 billion cars sold by 2025. As you can see, that an increasing number of people buying new EVs, the growth rate is exponential. Across the world, China's automobile industry is quite unique, leading the world. As you can see, there are several figures. As AIC across the world and focuses on Europe, which is our main destination target. Europe is the most powerful region for automobiles. As you can see, that Europe has become our target region, which is fully demonstrated by the figures. The Middle East, South Africa are our important industrial bases. As you can see that in 2023, our export to Europe in terms of new energy cars is expected to exceed other competitors only next to Tesla, which means that we're going to exceed BMW and other major OEMs. We are expanding with the hope to reach more than 1.2 million, and the sales price will be much higher than that in the domestic markets. This is a picture on the streets of the UK. I often saw my design as across London streets. We could see the design of Chinese teams, the cars running on the streets of Europe, which is a major change of the times and also of the industry. We hope that our designers can seize the opportunity. The sustainability of the automobile industry is a very broad concept because it's very important for enterprises. It's commercial sustainability, and for society, it's the social sustainability, and also for environment, there is sustainability as well. How can we achieve commercial sustainability? Now we are facing the most fierce competition era, be it in price, configuration, rights, technology, scenarios. As you can see, that the Chinese car industries have been involved into the swirl of competition. Now, the practitioners in this industry find it really hard to grasp some demand of consumption. Some companies are happy, but generally most people have been under pressure. Some people may bounce back, but generally the trend is that there is a huge dynamism within the industry. Personally, I think this competition will become the new norm, and we should be relaxed and be resolute finding the direction of our brands. There are similar trends in the past. For example, post World War II, the air shows, as well as the car shows. There were many competitions and new designs. And also for the EVs, if you remove the logo, you can hardly identify the brand, which means that there are a lot of commonalities in design. We need to grasp the opportunities and the trend of the market to boost some of the new emerging products. Let's say if the American dream was about enable people to drive Ford cars in the 1960s, but now I think we should enable young people to buy Chinese brands of cars. And in conventional engine field, we can hardly outperform or exceed our competitors. But as you can see that this new car was launched in overseas, but it will soon be released in China for people that are like relaxation or sports driving, that the sports race driving, they can look into this car. Now, when it comes to environmental sustainability, in new energy design, the most environmental friendly and energy consumption means is that to reduce the air dynamics. So now the industry is fighting the resistance on the ground and also the wind resistance. Now the resistance coefficient has reduced from 0.3 to 0.206. And also when it comes to interiors, new materials are being used. Now they are using the bio-based PU materials. Chinese people like a leather interior, but if we don't use cow or this cattle beef, what kind of materials can we use? Now we are the first one across the world to use the PU materials. When it comes to market sustainability, we have to follow closely the trend of the market. Some of the vanguards were paying attention to it, but now we need to do so. The consumption behaviors is very important, and most people buy EV cars are going to focusing on cost effectiveness. They want to save money. Why they buy EV cars? Because compared to fossil fuel vehicles, the EVs are very money saving. So their desire is different from people that are following the fashionable trend. Therefore, we have to focus on the demand. Because of this fierce competition, there are many irrationalities in the industry, which is also a challenge. For example, the smart seats and the chamber and the car space. Let's just imagine, have you ever spent more than 10 hours in your house? So why we need such high density of electronic devices within such a narrow space of a car? And when it comes to auto driving, should we drive it ourselves or let the machine do the job? In Germany, when you are driving, you could see there are cars driving at 300 miles per hour, just passing you. Therefore, my record is 240. Once you drive faster than 200 miles per hour, maybe your worldview will change because everything looks different. And we have to focus on the driving habit and also the core purpose of driving. Going forward, we should stay cautious, but also focus on the current demands. Now let's look at the mainstream demand in the real world. Also consider the physical features of drivers. Our car has been designed to be very comfortable, including its materials and its shape, which are all based on the physical feature of drivers. Currently, these main targets of design deserves designers more attention because the purpose is all about the driving in the real world. In the real world, how can we think about the design and the planning? All in all, in a nutshell, the sustainable development of the auto industry will have to focus on the enterprises' commercial sustainability, environmental sustainability, as well as market sustainability of users. When we dive into the deep water, the mainstream consumers' demand will be the foundation for companies to survive. SAIC also has a strong sense of social responsibilities. If there are negative factors in the economy, we would open our door to welcome college graduates. That is one of our corporate responsibilities as well. With a very short clip, let me show you an area that you are not normally exposed to. You probably think that design is a very complicated thing. However, if you see a car running on the road is one of your labor of love, that will give you a tremendous sense of fulfillment.
Io sono un car designer.
我是希望 transportation designer 的。
Je suis designer automobile.
我是汽车设计师。
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 I am a car designer. Right. I speak very fast because the time is limited. I do have to speed up. And also, Professor Ran is there in the audience for car design. We do not have to finish it very fast because there's so much to it. I cannot really just brief you upon every detail of that within 15 minutes. I just want you to continue, focus on and follow up on SIG Motor, and feel free to visit us in Anting. Thank you, Mr. Xiao, for your speech, and please kindly go back to your seat. From your speech, we could tell the power of industrial design, which is in line with the UNIDO's idea that is through industrial design, we are going to promote sustainable development. Then, as for the next speaker, I would like to give the floor to Lee Kong-pyung, Dean of School of Design of the Hong Kong Polytech University, which enjoys a very good reputation in the design field of the world.
To be your next speaker for excellent speaker. Your speech was wonderful and very inspiring. My name is Kong-pyo Lee from Hong Kong Polytech University School of Design. I'm the Dean, School of Design, Hong Kong Polytech University. I'm originally from South Korea, and I have been in Hong Kong for nearly 5 years now. I'd like to express my absolute honor to be with you today in such a wonderful, exciting moment for UNIDO Day. I think what I like really this forum is that the keyword of the theme you select, empowering and sustainability. I think designers no longer just design by himself for final solution, but actually also designers now mingle with users and other stakeholders together to innovate all the new design. And sustainability design is also very important now. Designers are required more, the harness with the social responsibility and those things, design accountability. Okay. Okay, this is my School of Design, Hong Kong Polytech University. The building designed by a very famous designer, Jahadi. And look at this, some activities in our school. Okay. Okay, so the School of Design, we have a vision about world top leading design school, particularly design-driven innovation and sustainable impact of future. Okay. For accomplishing this vision, we have about 1,000 students, 700 undergraduate, about 200 master, and about 100 PhD. And also we have academic staff, about 53, and other staff together. How we are good in the world in QS ranking in design field. Out of 2,574 design schools, we are world 20th. Today, we are talking about paradigm. My previous speakers talk about how car design has been changing last 40 years and those things. Yes, designers always dealing with all the how technology has been changing, society changing, paradigm changes. Designers are required really always, perceiving what paradigm we are facing, so that designers should work very closely together with other stakeholders to make new paradigm feasible, more innovative, desirable way. If you look at technological paradigm in roughly 4 stages, before Industrial Revolution, our designers are more craftsmen, making ceramics, pottery, or making furniture and those things. Then later on, in industrial age, mass communication, mass production, we have industrial designers. Then recently, in information society, we do computer interaction design and computer. Now we are facing AI, okay? Those big paradigm changes always make a big influence over not only industry, but education, particularly design education, what to teach and what else, okay? But the influence, when we take a look at what should we change in design education, we should not only thinking about design method, but actually for design education, whole ecosystem, what kind of question we should address, what kind of designer has been changing, what is the design process, what is design problem we should address, what kind of design we can come out, and what are the core values and how we should work with the users and all those things. Among all those components of design education, I just pick up small things to how we School of Design to really dealing with this big change in some component. So we set up new Poly design strategy for dealing with ever-changing those design paradigm. First of all, design problem has been changing and core value also has been changing, okay? Look at this, and if you look at this, the past 30 years and so on, designers always are asked to deal with only product, but Apple declared that no, we need to really care about how human beings interact with product. So that we have interaction design. Then later on, Starbucks talking about we are not selling coffee. We are selling the experience socialization. Here comes user experience design. Then Uber and Airbnb, they're talking about, we are not just talking about experience and space, but also time dimension, how they flow. Here comes service design. But now Google, they are doing ecosystem, completely complex ecosystem. So designers are required to not only design object, beautiful, but interaction, experience, and service, entire big complex system. Okay. So for example, Japan, every year they select good design and they award, okay? 3 years ago, the Grand Prix from Japanese good design was this one, okay? You know what is this? This is simple donation program design, okay? If the rich people go to temple, they donate the money, then temple distribute to poor people, right? Then designers get involved. How can we design entire system about donation program? Is it product design? Is it communication design? Is it interior design or architectural design? But bit of everything, bring them together as an entire system design, okay? But however, our education, design education, still divided by product design, communication design, interior design, and so on, so on. We really aware that design problem become ever more complex, and we need to interdisciplinary process. So we, discipline also we change a lot. As you see, this is a university, okay? Designers has been always among the art college, but now designers are more required to work with engineering, science, and humanities art as well. So by looking at these paradigm changes, we recently changed our design education in such a way. In the first year, we do not have any department. It's a foundation year, so the student, they can learn bit of everything, okay? Universal skill set. In the second year, before they go to detailed program, we set up, get together cluster level. In third year, we have 9 different departments. But final year, look at this, again, all different design disciplines getting together, integrated together as a team to have the big design solution. In the past, designers in every year, they graduate show, the individual designers, individual design students, they have their own work, okay? Single people, they create their own design work, which, you know, have to be just small scale, not big impact. But from 3 years ago, we tried to encourage our students from different departments, bring them together, so-called integrated capstone project. This is one of the examples I'll show you, okay? So as you see this one, the big question was how future book reading experience will be changed, okay? Design also has been changing from just making product, drawing very well, or recently facilitator. But designers in the future, more and more enabling, empowering, meaning that designers should really work for non-designers to enabling other people to make their creativity in more possible. We call it, this one is non-finito product, okay? So we designers intentionally unfinished product so that fostering new creation by end users in their actual instant of usage for their personal user experience. So we designers should not really cover every bit of those things. Okay, we should work with the users together. So that if you look at the relationship between designers and users, in the past there was no concept of users. But in industrial society, we designers design and users, just two users one way. But now we are talking about for users and with users, but now in the future, by the users. We consider this one, so the designers now, they are working with the users with the co-explorer the problems. So this is one of the examples, our Peter Hostel and their team, they go to Chinese rural villages to work with them together to create the sustainable design, okay? Zhoushan Village.
The House of Dreams revitalizes an abandoned cave settlement in Zhoushan Village, Henan Province, China. The project name comes from collective memories and dreams of village elders who once grew up in the caves. The project involved the reconstruction of many caves as guest rooms, meeting rooms, exhibition spaces, as well as the design construction of new amenities, a community kitchen and dining hall, and a craft workshop. 3 large tree-filled courtyards link all the spaces. Together, these are run by the community as a rural training center.
I think I'm running out of time, okay? So I will do my last part, okay? Question, also we need to really consider to change. And designers in the past, usually we are taught how to make, how to draw, how to. But recently we are thinking about not only the how to draw, how to make, what to design, okay? But in the future, we need to think about why do we need design? Why, okay? This is one of the examples of our student to work. His work is so famous, so that covered by CNN.
City, and we throw away 13,000 tons of solid waste to a landfill every single day. We do have a lot of people. We are a very dense city. Things are moving too fast. Throwing stuff away is the cheapest way to deal with the items. The plastic recycling center is, I think, almost a football field of size. They collect all kinds of plastic from different organizations. Even so, they have such a big facility. They're only processing about a 0.2 to 3% of plastic waste we are throwing out every day. So obviously, there's a big problem that we need to solve. My name is Kevin Zheng. I'm a product designer, and I'm a champion against the waste of Hong Kong. I decided, well, rather than keep using new material to make new product, can we use old material and make new product? This is a boom bottle, and it's made out of the plastic bottle from the...
So, that kind of things we are now a little bit changing to social responsibility, but now also, once more, there is a big disruptive paradigm changes. Generative AI, and that is big problem now. Look at this. Netflix, there are 33 million different versions of design. Okay, how come that's possible? Netflix collect your the watching behavior and generate your individual model, activity model. Then AI generates their own customized designer. In this room, there's no designer. Okay, so generative AI is taking more and more, replacing our traditional design method. Look at this. So by awareing of this seriousness, also with Scrub Design now we are developing guideline for generative AI. Look at this design process. Okay, if you thinking about this one, design process always start from why and what to design, how to design. But if the generative AI, they almost what part is replaced by generative AI. Midjourney, DALL-E 2, they generate everything, all those things. Then one left. Designers now need to be more the other way around, okay? In the first stage, why do we need this one? What to need this one, okay? This one is future. We need to focus on the, educate new designers for doing this why concept, okay? So, looking back, okay, every time, in the design paradigm changes, somehow the traditional conventional skills lost, okay? Our innocence is lost. The innocence cannot be regained. The loss demands attention, not denial. So we need to really pay attention what comes next, okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Lee. Please return to your seat on the stage. Thank you. So indeed, the empowering users for sustainable design will promote a truly long-lasting and sustainable future. Thank you. 那么上海交通大学设计
Shanghai Jiao University Design College focuses on the humanistic sciences and technologies. Professor Dean also had a presentation. He's going to talk about the computable and the non-computable. The floor is yours. Just now, Professor Xiao has given us a very inspirational and exciting presentation, making us feel very honored to be designers. And Professor Lee mentioned very insightful ideas and concepts about design. And as a professor and a dean of Shanghai Jiao University Design College, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce our school to you. We do have a website, and I hope that you can pay a visit online to our website. And I would like to give you a tour around our campus if you come to our university. And Professor Lee will pay a visit to our school. As a college professor, I see many young faces here. So I would like to impart some knowledge out of the reason that the school newspaper invited me to write an article on the extension and core of the discipline of design, also on its past and present and future. By sharing some of my thoughts. So therefore, if we deem this as a lecture, I would briefly go through some of the core concepts in that article on the newspaper. But somehow I think that these contents are highly relevant to today's theme. Because this morning I heard Mr. Chen said that with the design technologies are like tigers with wings, can fly higher and farther. Also, Shanghai Jiao University, starting from Chen Xueshen, has been committed to the integration and convergence of art and technology. What does that mean? Because we see these accolade-winning works of design have demonstrated designers and students using the existing technologies to imagine the future. While doing so, they have also done something quite important. That is, design has made us sentimental and emotional. Therefore, my topic today is the computable and the incomputable, which can date back to the advent of design. Design eventually should not just be a discipline. It's a way of thinking, a way of seeing the world, and a lens of our perspective. It can be the universal or common knowledge of the world. we don't actually pay all our attention to which subject or major our students are going to study in the future. We care more about what kind of contributions they can make to the world. Today, the logic of mindset of design has changed. More than like 1 or 2 decades ago, in the Stanford University, the D school was established, which didn't have students on its own, but it offered courses for students to join, to enable students to think about what kind of role can design play in the world and what kind of contributions can it make. But from my perspective, be it from the about architecture or the D school, many of the present and futuristic designs concepts it mentioned, they forgot that design has a very long history. It wasn't something so majestic, miraculous. So in ancient time, design is about calculation and planning. So design itself is redundant, linguistically speaking. Why in ancient Chinese language and education system, design, the term carries some negative connotations? So if we have to go back to the beginning of design, we can start with a spoon or cars, like extensively covered by the presentation of Mr. Jiao, or a house. We need to solve a problem by designing a spoon that is for eating and drinking soup. I don't know, in ancient times, probably in some places with a different culture, we can use a round-shaped object with a stem to address the problem, the demand of eating and drinking soups. And cars should be able to get us from A to B, and a house can give us a shelter. I don't have many clips in my slides. They are just slides with black background and white characters. I hope I can save you some time with these simplistic slides. And when we come to the original purpose of design, that is about the proactiveness of it. You don't need to study the object, which is a product of design. When you see it, you intuitively know what it is used for. There is a reaction between the subject and the object. However, many of the design works of today cannot achieve that. Sometimes when we just buy a tiny little toy, there will be a very lengthy instruction or specification coming along with it. Let me give you some other two more complicated examples. I'm an architect, so let me talk about the hall or the veneer. And later on, I will give you another more extreme example. In the 18th century, Jerry, the reformer, mentioned or proposed a round prison concept. So today, when we come here into the room, you are audience, I'm the presenter. You don't need to learn. Naturally, you will follow a code of conduct. You will sit there silently listening to my speech. You won't argue with me or speak very loudly. Therefore, in the power dynamics, I'm the controller on the stage. The spatial organizational arrangement of the whole gives you such an instrumentality which guides your behaviors. That is the result of the design. Of course, if I'm being boring, you will check on your mobile phones. That's other side, aspect of the story. However, what I'm focused on here is the instrumentality here. And a very extreme example might be familiar to some of you, especially for social experts and architects.
Jeremy Bentham, the social revolutionist, and he proposed the idea of this rounded cell, that is, for all the prisoners, when they're put into the rounded cells, and for each one of the rooms, there will be only one prisoner. And on the perimeter of that, through lighting, the natural lighting, the light comes through the window and everything will be lit inside the cell. And there is also a monitoring tower in the middle with a window blind on the surface of it. And we really do not know the behavior protocol inside of that. And the prisoner inside, they feel they are always being monitored 24/7 with such setting or design. And therefore, they might need to rethink how to improve their behavior and even how to become a good person and make the transformation from a prisoner to a good civilian and then contribute to the society. From the perspective of rationale, such design, it's all about influencing people's influence, while at the same time to influence people's mindset in order to make them good people again in the society. And Jeremy Bentham, he has been really trying his best for several years to persuade the government to do such a design. And at the end of 18th century and the beginning of 19th century, a lot of cells come into the shape of a circle. However, the behaviors of the prisoners might not be able to be improved because human beings, they are such a complicated creatures. It might be more useful for training, for example, cattle or cows. And also for European libraries design, they might have similar design patterns. For example, at the middle of the library, we got a center place, and as for all the bookshelves, it's really revolving around the center. And with this vibe or atmosphere, everybody will simply quietly read their books without interfering or shouting in the library. For human beings, they're always flexible and smart and cunning sometimes. Therefore, it's really hard for us to make them well-behaved. And we could not really 100% fully rely on the design to affect people's behavior. For example, for some of you, you might even start to play your mobile phones while I'm addressing the audience now. Then what about it? Let's go back to the spoon example. Besides using spoon to eat and drink, we manage to live well. However, in the user experience, the design of a spoon might affect other aspects of our life. For example, if it's made by silver or gold, it might turn out to be really elegant or precious. However, it's made up of wood or bamboo. What kind of feelings do you really have out of it? I think it's totally different. We, as human beings, have different perceptions. Sometimes we'll even take it as a cultural symbol. And then let's go back to an English expression. If we say that somebody was born with a silver or gold spoon in their mouth, it means that he or she comes from a very great family or rich family. Then let's go back again to the chair or a table. For chair, it's all about having a place for people to sit on. And in ancient Chinese civilization, we used to sit on the ground, and then we have this huchuang, another bed. Then perhaps we can also sit or lie on the bed, and then we have devices like chairs later. And so it is with the development of the European civilizations. For chairs, it's about sitting, and as for tables, it's basically for eating and working. And it's just like spoon. We use those designs to resolve a lot of problems in our life. And then in Ming Dynasty, we got a lot of masterpieces in chairs, and they have even been taken as national treasures. Then what is the difference between chair and table? For chair, it can be transformed into a throne for emperors. And for me, I'm a chair professor. And chair person has its own chair in its title or its name. We don't have table chair professor or table chairman. It's all about chair, because when you're sitting on the chair, you can work, you can write things, or you can even just sit there daydreaming. However, when you are just sit in front of table, you can do a lot of things like playing computer games, reading, writing, and that is the subtle difference between chair and table. Sometimes being useless means being useful. If it's just too useful, it's become meaningless. And as for chair, it has its cultural symbolism. And as for spoon, we got cultural symbol as well, like silver and golden spoons. For vehicles, as mentioned by Mr. Xiao, it's used for transportation. And then with very good design, it might be a symbol of your social status or a playable object for many people, or people simply use that for fun. If it's just about transportation, it will not become one of the pillars in our national economy. And there's another example for your reference. We believe that for design, it's basically about resolving a lot of issues in terms of use or daily use. For example, since 19th century, a lot of high-rise buildings were put in place in Manhattan. And former Soviet Union architects, they used to take part in the design competitions in Japan. And one year, they were asked to use glass to really design a building, and then they make full use of the glass to build a tower. And then they posed a question for themselves: why people need high-rise buildings? Why Manhattan, Moscow, Dubai, London, Shanghai, why they all need these high rises? Because we'll be able to improve the land utilization rate. And it's also better for us to do the communication or telecommunication among different devices like mobile phones. But later they feel like maybe it's just a lie of human beings. People just tell lies in this regard, because for design of the high-rise buildings, it's all about creating such a concrete jungles, and they can take the elevator from the ground floor to a high level, and they can simply not just be one of the small person in a huge crowd in a large city. Rather, they can go up to the high level and become the giant sitting at the top of the world and have a bird view of the entire city. That's about a transformation. And also for a courtyard, for example, in Chinese culture, you have this 10 times 10 or 10 to 10 courtyard. And then you can combine those two courtyards together. And we can have the very idea of this plot ratio. If we can build a tower, you only have one grid left. And if you just put all of them together, you can have two grids here. And if you build a courtyard, the part in your middle, it's very spacious. It's basically for public use with ventilation. And for tower building, and I would say it can better help us to make full use of the land here. And as for a 1960s, Professor Leslie Martin, an architect, together with his investigators or researchers, they just drew a comparison between the building of tower blocks as well as courtyards in London and to see the difference in plot ratio or land utilization rate. And for Park Avenue and the 8th Avenue part, we just select them out. And if we build tower buildings there, that is the 36-story Seagram mansion designed by Miss Menderon. And the plot ratio is like what? And then if we just build Chinese courtyard at the parameters of that, guess what? We only need like 8 stories, not 36 stories. And as for the space in between, I mean the public space, it's as large as 28 Washington Square size. Why is that? For the capitalism, the Manhattan of New York, they do not really build itself based on the effective usage of its land. But we know that there are a lot of high risings in Manhattan representing power, status, as well as wealth. For any design concept, it might be useful and sometimes not that useful. Then how could we possibly understand and interpret its symbolism? Maybe we'll have to make full use of our awareness as well as consciousness. Let's take a look at the Gothic church here. In medieval age, always we could see such churches in crowded city place, and in the 19th century, people started to like them and take pictures of it. Then what is the role played by the Gothic church in 18th or 19th century? And when you walked inside, you will be able to hear the music of the organ. You will be able to smell the fragrance of the candles. You can also have a touch of the moist and cold bricks, and also you can sit on the warm wooden chairs. And then when you look up, you can see the lighting come through the window. All those consciousness and perceptions just come together, creating such an excellent moment for you. There might be a very noble person sitting next to you, but you might be just an ordinary man. However, you just sit together harmoniously, and it's all about creating a new perception for yourself. However, we could not really achieve that in the buildings in the 20th century. And as for the most famous architect in the 20th century, that is Louis Kahn from the US, and he designed the Salk Institute here, and he hoped that he could make full use of the plaza for scientists to communicate fully with each other. However, nobody goes there. Only professionals like me will ever visit the place. Then what can be computed? Maybe for eating and drinking, it can be computed and designed. Then what cannot be computed or designed? Or those indescribable art initiative. And maybe we can tell that from the Chinese art. We all know Wang Xizhi's famous work, that is Lan Tingxu preface to the poems collected from the Orchid Pavilion. It's actually a very famous calligraphy work done by Wang Xizhi. It's actually the top-notch masterpiece created in China. Then, if you're a foreigner, how could you really tell the difference between this masterpiece as well as other calligraphy works? As for Chinese people, we have imagination. We know the strokes. We know how that's made and written. And with that understanding, it's all about our understanding of the space. as if we'll be able to feel and tell that that is the #1 calligraphy work in the world.
At that time, Wang Xizhi was exuberated and very excited and finished this masterpiece with one effort. However, later on, we started questioning who has actually seen the original Nantingshi Orchard Pavilion Order, and everyone has only seen the copies of it. So this indescribable cultural sentiment plays a very important role, because for generations to come and to time immemorial, we would never question this is the #1 masterpiece of calligraphy. So today I have elevated design to become kind of like a philosophy. That is, I believe in the Western world there is a misunderstanding about design, especially after the Enlightenment from the 15th century, after 500 years of development all the way to the Enlightenment. People lacked certain level of doubts about me. And there's such as I think, therefore I am. And I become the paramount, most important factor. However, in Chinese philosophy, my thinking doesn't really justify my existence. If we abandon or disregard the Western ways of thinking, therefore, in my opinion, Chinese people always say that people shun away from the bitterness and pursue the happiness. However, many of our endeavors are not completely out of these pragmatical calculations. Sometimes we don't know the reasons why we fall in love with someone or why we are passionate about something. These incomputable factors of the art is very important. We must humbly combine arts with technologies, so that to make our own contributions and also correct to a certain extent this Western school of thinking. Therefore, I think that design teaching is not about cultivating a certain type of artists or designers, but we want to cultivate people equipped with a way of thinking, with an international outlook as well. Thank you, Professor Ran, for your really wonderful presentation. So just like Professor Ran said, in order to enable an early and on-time launch, now let's invite some. You can raise your questions.
Innovation with one sentence. Thank you.
And you can summarize your thoughts with one sentence. Let's start from Mr. Shao. Because I do car design, and I'm very happy to listen to the lecture by Professor Ram. In one sentence, design should serve the real world. Many students or practitioners have very vivid imaginations. Imagining the wings becomes wider and bigger. In transportation, the designers often imagine that their designs could bring people to the Mars, to the moon. But I would recommend them to turn their eyes back to the real people and serve the real world.
I think today in this big center, I think talking about technology, right? But engineers and technology, they always thinking about future is based on what do you have. Okay? For example, if you have flexible display, their future, they're thinking about next year will be flexible something, application. But by doing so, never they think about human being. But in this kind of tech-driven future, designers' role should be more imagination by understanding human being, so that we're always thinking about future with all the society stakeholders together, imagining the future, then hand it back to engineers and technologists so that they can make a material world more future relevant to human and society. So in this way, designers always need thinking about what will be the future imagination based on human-centered and society-centered. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Li. 那下面请阮新院长。
Next, Professor Ruan Xin. Yes, I highly concur with what you said. I once said it that design is a very enjoyable memory. It's a craft of enchantment. In responding to your sentence, I would say design is life itself. Thank you very much for your sharing, and you can return to your seats. Thank you very much. Promoting inclusive and sustainable industrial development requires innovation as the engine and also application as the guidance to promote the application and deployment of new technologies. Now let's give the floor to Mr. Ren He, Technical Director and Chief Information Officer of Marketing Committee of COMAC, and Mr. Hou Zhi, Semiconductor Product Process Expert and General Manager of Beijing BOE Shanghai Technology, and Mr. Dai Pengfei, current General Manager of Life Cycle Service at Rockwell Automation. Industrial development is an important driver for sustainable development. COMAC, as an important carrier of airplanes, and it has designed the most economical and comfortable airplane, big airplane. And Mr. Ren He is the technical director and CIO. And could you please share some of your thoughts within the time limit of 10 minutes? Thank you. I'm very happy to have the opportunity to come here to share with you some of the stories of major aircraft. In the interest of time, I will try to go through my slides more quickly. First of all, the historical development of a major airplane. The development of a civil aviation airplane for China is a common aspiration for humankind since the 14th century all the way to the early stage of the 20th century. Major airplanes have been a grand dream in people's minds, and the development of China's major aircraft since 1917, the initiation of the project all the way to the 28th of May 2023, C919, has been put into business operation. We have come through more than 50 years. What are the main features of major aircraft of China? What are exactly the so-called major aircrafts? When the passenger load is 150 people and its flight load is more than 1,000 tons, we define it as a major aircraft. Its very complicated in design and has very stringent requirements in safety. As you can see, among all the vehicles, airplane has the highest safety requirements. So for 1 billion kilometers, the number of people casualty is 0.05, which means that when every 10,000 hours, one casualty is allowed. As you can see that for cars, the requirement is to the negative 3 powers of 10. And all in all, the safety requirement is very high for automobiles. It should be able to fly for 30 hours and 30 years and 90,000 hours. That's the bottom threshold. So aircraft is high-tech intensive and has a lot of radiating or cooling effects. The competition in this field is very brutal since 1949, with the first jet aircraft. There are 15 countries and 32 OEMs are researched and designed 88 passenger jet airlines. Now, 28 of the OEMs have disappeared from the historical stage, and 53 of these jets have never have they break even. Now, as you can see, we have Boeing in Brazil and Boeing Airbus are still producing commercial aircraft. Airplanes represent the level of technology, industrialization of a country. It requires a lot of investment and has very long turnover period. Therefore, in order to have profit, an airplane has to be sold for more than 400 aircrafts for the company to make profits. And there are a lot of lengthy processes about airworthiness. So what's the landscape across the world? Currently, it is dominated by Boeing and Airbus. Boeing has more than 100 years of history, and Airbus is kind of like a conglomerate consisting of OEMs across several countries. Boeing is going to deliver 41,429 aircrafts with a market worth of 610 million US. It's 6.1 trillion US dollars. It is going to deliver more than 9,000 aircrafts to China and with a market value of 1.4 trillion US dollars. For COMAC, how about our major aircraft business? Since founded in 2008, we have 7 centers covering the service center, pilot flying center, and R&D center, etc. Our logic is that with the self-development technology plus international cooperation, within 10 to 20 years, we can build COMAC and our major airplane line as a flagship program of China. Currently, there are 3 models in R&D, production, and delivery. The first one is ARJ29, which is the which is the Trailblazer, and the second one is C919, and the third one is our long-distance airplane ARJ21. Was initiated in 2002 and had its first flight in 2008, and commercial operation in 2016. Currently, there are more than 100 ARJ21 flying in the sky. Now we have 25 customers and 690 orders, 103 have been delivered.
Currently, it has 364 routes covering 124 cities with accumulation of 0.223 million hours, and it has already transported as many as over 6 million passengers. And with the systematic development, we have this business airplanes and also firefighting planes as well as cargo planes. And as for C919, we got project approval in 2007, 2009 to R&D, and in 2017 finished the assemble, and 2019 first flight, and in 2021 and 22. To be specific, by the end of 2022, we have already got the license and delivered them. And on the 28th of May, we got the first debut flight for commercial use. It has very good electronic in-cabin system and very excellent flight control system, as well as central maintenance system, and also very comfortable cabin design. Currently, it's very economical. That is to say, compared with 737 and 320, the fuel economy has been up by like 15% and lowering down 15% of the maintenance cost, and also for emission, it's also performing very exceptionally compared with its counterparts or similar models. And as for its noise, compared with the Aviation Association's Grade 5 standard, we have even done better job here. And currently we got 32 clients with altogether 1,035 orders. And as for 929, it's actually a wide long-range airliners. In 2014, we did R&D, and in 2021, we started the first airplanes manufacturing. Currently, we're moving into the comprehensive design stage of that. And as for COMAC's overall plan, it's ARJ21, and then to C919, and then moving to CR929, and eventually to 939. And we are always trying to do the R&D, manufacturing, as well as production or road mapping for generations after generations of products. We want to make it bigger, wider, with the ability to cover a longer distance. Maybe we'll have direct flight all the way from Shanghai to New York, and even we can reach Los Angeles within 3 hours with super fast speed. Anyway, there's still a long way for us to go. Since 1906, we saw a long history of Boeing and Airbus with 105 and 52 years of history, respectively. However, for COMAC, we're still very young because we only got a history of 15 years. As pointed out by President Xi Jinping, we still have a long way to go. However, we do need to stick out to the end. And as for our countries, we do need to have our own proprietary big airplane. Thank you. That's it from me. Thank you so much for your speech. And as for BOE's technology, it has been used in both hardware as well as software with really innovative design and products. Without further ado, I would like to give the floor to Mr. Hou Chu to brief us upon what has been done at BOE. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. And from the previous speakers, I know so much about the art and about being cool when it comes to design, and also for the airplanes. I think it's of great interest to you as well. And as for my speech, it's basically about smart windows innovation for architecture or building. For BOE, we basically work on display products. And as for your smartphones, 1 out of 4 are actually manufactured by us. And as for your tablets or TV, every 4 or every 5 products, you got at least 1 product made by us. Therefore, for most of you, you are our potential clients. And as for today, we would like your attention towards an innovative product and scenario, which is not one of our pillar business here. And for some of the statistics, they are here listed for your reference, and we were founded in 1993, and with 30 years of development, we have become world's #1 in LCE as well as OLED. And also, we got 4 fully automated factories as well as 5 smart hospitals. Therefore, besides display products, we also focus on different scenarios. And globally, we got more than 20 offices or subsidiaries, if you like. And with 30 years of development, now we have already improved the 1 plus 4 plus N plus equal chains framework, and we currently focus on display and sensor technology or products. And that will be our core business. And then we also engage, for example, IoT, sensor solution, and MLAT, as well as smart medical engineering as well. And we also do a lot of innovation in scenarios. And for different niche markets, we got our display products, which has the largest shipments in the world. That is for tablets, mobile phones, or TV. 1 out of every 5 or 4 products are actually manufactured by us. And as for our patents in US, we are currently ranking the top 20. And today I'll be basically talking about our strong suit in smart design, especially for the innovative design for glass products. And in this way, we'll be able to constantly adjust the wave coming through rate in a real-time manner, while at the same time help the buildings to save energy and resources in order to make it user-friendly and environmentally friendly at the same time. And here's a video clip for your reference. And in this promotional video clip, obviously for our products, basically it's for transportation and building these 2 kinds of scenarios. And so far, for high-speed railways, as well as automobiles, top window and side windows, and also for a lot of like buildings rooftop as well as wall curtains, you can see our products. For example, for Jinxiong and Jinzhang, and signature bullet trains like this, they also use our own products, especially for glass products. And for BYD and First Automobile manufacturer of China, they also use our products. And we can make full use of the voltage to constantly adjust the wave transmittance in real-time manner. And for glass, we haven't really seen the revolutionary products in this regard. And then to make it truly smart, we will really have to be innovative in order to achieve the empowerment effect. And here's the rationale. And I would say it's all about BOE's LCD technology with a thin layer of LCD in the glass, and then through the voltage adjustment, we'll be able to change the angles of that in order to adjust the wave transmittance accordingly. And that's the desired result we want to achieve, that is continuous change of wave transmittance. For buildings, we have this adjustment of control here, and also got this vacuum glass here, and also smart control unit here. And as for the lighting adjusted glass, it has very good and comfortable user experience, while at the same time smart and intelligent. Be it for controller or light sensors, we can achieve and enable all those functions. And through our own proprietary controller, it can be perfectly combined with entire buildings. And based on our calculation, for example, for a 6-story office building in Shanghai, with our innovative and smart lighting adjusted windows, of course, we can change the lighting, while at the same time, on a yearly basis, the load for AC, it can be brought down by 5 to 9%. If it's on rooftop, then the figure will be 20% or so. And basically, that's two cases for smart buildings. The first one is about electronic shaders. For example, by touching that, you'll be able to do that, do the control either manually or automatically. And on your right-hand side, it's actually a simulated, a mosaic display on the rooftop of the building. And under different scenarios, we have already seen the use of our products, for example, in the subcenter of Beijing. That is a local library in the subcenter of Beijing city. We simply built this concept of Peking, Hangzhou, Grand Canal, and since they want to really have this canal concept, and with our smart glass, you can see that the lighting are constantly changing as if it's a real river flowing through the panel. And this is actually a design picture for your reference after rendering, and that is our construction process. And after installation, you can see the testing effect in reality. Maybe you can play that for me as well. And as for this visual effect, it's just like rain pouring on the surface of the rivers. Maybe we can also inspire some of the designers in order to constantly empower the surface of the building. And there's another case that is Chinese University of Science and Technology in Hefei. On the riverbank of the university, we simply make full use of the lighting and music and make sure they can both interact with the glass. That is, the lighting will be changing with the changes of the music as well as lighting, and now it's a must-see spot there. And after installation, that's a scenario of testing in reality for your reference. And the other one, this is actually in Beijing, it's National Science Technology Communication Center. And on the top of the building and at the center, there is a light collector barrel. And in the first place, it's actually heterogeneous barrel, and later we simply use the compact idea to do the design, and basically that's the photo shooting of the real product or design. And then hopefully our products can be perfectly combined with the cultural identity or cultural connotation. And for each one of the project, we'll definitely join hands with the designers to figure out a theme or philosophy for design. For example, for this project, it's basically an international convention center with the theme of the eye of a UFO, and this is actually another case that is light of love. That is, by making full use of the lighting setting there, we can really create this romantic vibe or atmosphere, if you like. while at the same time we worked with a lot of headquarters of Chinese enterprises to really make their own signature elements on the surface of the building, making sure that it's in line with their corporate culture and philosophy. To sum up, we are actually a tech provider, and hopefully, when it comes to cross-border innovation, we can empower our design while at the same time, through designers' cooperation with BOE, we all get even more inspirations to make sure we can empower the development of smart buildings and be really more helpful for them. Thank you, Mr. Hao, for your speech. Please kindly go back to your seat on the stage.
Next, Rockwell Automation focus on its mission and the advanced solutions for cross technologies. Now let's give the floor to Pengfei, current General Manager of the Life Cycle Services. Thank you for the invitation by UNIDO as the alumni of SJTU. I would like to discuss the innovative driving zero carbon supply chain. When it comes to industrial applications, I hope that our designers can bring values to the real economy. Frankly speaking, during the past year, China's real economy is facing daunting challenges. Our main problem is that there's only sluggish demand across the market, which has led to oversupply of capacity within the industry. The oversupply and a lack of demand result in the like this fierce competition. Therefore, we need to make some breakthroughs, especially at the supply chain side. The innovation and breakthrough at the design step requires the designers to combine their design concepts with the industry's mechanisms, from the external design to the structure, all the way to the entire concept of the design. We have to ensure that these innovative ideas can be actually implemented. Therefore, we need to find new pathways to identify new demand. With the innovative design, we can help the industrial upgrading and cross-sector innovation, which is a big challenge in real economy. We are always saying the entire supply chain is reshaping. There are huge challenges for real economy, especially in the first 5 months of this year. According to the Statistics Bureau, we are actually facing the 5th restructuring of the supply chain. Our export to the US and to Europe is having changing proportions. Now our trade is oriented to ASEAN. ASEAN is the biggest export destination of China. Although foreign trade grows at a very quick speed, however, its composition is changing. Another challenge is that in the supply chain, there is a smile curve. Often design is at the front end of the curve. Many parts of China's real economy have been put at the lower end, that is manufacturing. The profit of an iPhone is quite limited at the manufacturing step. However, we don't have enough innovation at the design and the service side, which is probably the key for us to lead to some changes. And this is what the developed world and the Western world are good at. They have taken lion shares of these profits. And Chinese companies are competing brutally at the manufacturing side. And so that's a really challenge for the design community. Now let me focus on the difficulties of innovative design. Of course, for lay people to understand it, it's not easy. For a company producing cars and another company is producing mineral waters, the requirements of design can be completely different when we are crossing industries. So how can we cultivate talents, have cross-sectoral innovative capacity? When we are producing cars, rockets, and other products. In manufacturing, China has all the 666 segments in manufacturing. For these manufacturing companies, how can they upgrade their design with cross-sectoral design talents? However, we have to say that 70% of the cross-sectoral design have failed, having not brought any tangible benefits to real economy. And the second aspect is industrial upgrading. In manufacturing, we focus on quality, delivery, cost, and dual carbon targets, which is the latest topic. How can we extend the innovative design to the upgrading of the entire industry to reduce the costs further, improve the efficiency of delivery, and have better added value, etc.? All these dimensions are areas requiring more talents of industrial design so as to boost the industrial chain's upgrading. Now, we hope that we can build lighthouse factories and carry out lighthouse manufacturing. At the manufacturing design step, we can help the sustainable development of industries. Another challenge is restructuring of supply chain. The dual carbon targets is not just the lip services or slogans. In real economy, there are many actual pain points. The European Union is going to have a mechanism, have carbon tax on border export. All these companies are subject to this mechanism, which will result in higher manufacturing costs. Currently, our foreign trade with the European Union is 22 trillion and export is 3.8 trillion. We have some figures. The 6 major categories will have around 1,000 yuan of cost increase for 1 ton of goods. So how can we use innovation to adapt to the green trade and new trading rules across the world? I'm not sure about your understanding of dual carbon targets, but for me, dual carbon targets is not just a self-defining targets. There are scope 1, 2, 3. We have to focus on the entire zero carbon transmission across the entire industry chain from the upper end to the lower end. Many companies are now tracing the supply chain's carbon footprint. With green and innovative innovation, we can meet that end. Zero carbon supply chain is the ultimate goal, starting from carbon evaluation, carbon offset, and other mechanisms. We can do that. Rockwell, as a smart manufacturing and digitalization company, we are also a member of the World Economic Forum's Advanced Manufacturing Committee. We have launched the white paper together with the World Economic Forum, focusing on green design and green development to cut carbon emission and empower the economy. Lastly, our company has a plethora of products and solutions, especially in industries. We have industrial softwares, simulation softwares, and information management softwares, manufacturing softwares, all kinds of hardware and software solutions. We hope that in the aspect of zero carbon manufacturing, zero carbon supply chain, and other links, we can contribute to the society and help companies with making our efforts. We would like to take this opportunity to send out this message and also help more youth and young people can join the sphere of industrial innovative design so as to contribute to the sustainability of the society. Lastly, the slogan of our company, let's make the world different because of us, and let's contribute to a better world. Thank you, Mr. Dai. Please return to your seat. Next, I would like to invite our guest speakers to summarize your thoughts on the outlook of innovative design powers sustainable development within one sentence. Let's use design to help Chinese major aircraft flying on the sky. OEM will adhere to product and system innovation to empower the industries and the future. Thank you. We hope that with the innovative design and concepts, we can link the end-to-end of the industry and make our own contributions to advance the manufacturing of China. Thank you very much. Please return to your seats. UNIDO, as an international organization supporting this event for 8 years, it has been organized this UNIDO Day, which has demonstrated that its key role as a catalyst and a provider of the world. And now let's give the floor to Zhao Xiaolei, head of the UNIDO ITPO, to conclude this year's UNIDO Day. Distinguished Vice Director Zhang Yi and Professor President Xi, Mr. Li, and good morning. Maybe I should say good afternoon. And I do hope that you can have lunch as early as possible. But I would like to take this opportunity to share with you that this year's UNIDO Day is full of insights, and with the participation of stars and witty figures, we are making contribution to zero carbon with industrial innovative design. And also, we have seen the passion and the vitality of youth designers, which has shown us the interaction and the linkage between innovative design and capital. UNIDO ITPO is jointly supported or organized by UNIDO and MOFCOM and the Shanghai Commission of Commerce. We have mobilized the UNIDO's global resources and a network and provide services to local government, facilitated the foreign capitals introduction into China. We have also brought BRI programs to developing countries to help their transformation. Shanghai ITPO, through one network, one platform, and one center's efficient operation, has successfully promoted cross-border and international programs, as well as the technology application, accelerating the achievement of the 17th SDG goals of 2030 agenda. We focus on the ESD digital transformation of companies. We've made remitting efforts, just as the speakers mentioned that UNIDO for 8 consecutive years have supported CSITF for technology and a program matchmaking. We are making our efforts going forward. We are going to provide a public service platform making full efforts to boost digital and green transformation with greater industrial cooperation.
To constantly empower our network, while at the same time to make sure the science, technology, innovation will always be there for us, hopefully for all of you today. Thank you for your support towards UNIDO, and we hope that you can continue to demonstrate support to UNIDO ITPO's work. We're going to join hands together and achieve win-win result. Again, thank you so much for your sincere support today's event. And also, hopefully, during CSITF, you'll be able to enjoy your work and hope everything goes well to you. Thank you so much, Director Jiao. Please go back to your seat. Right, ladies and gentlemen, today's UNIDO Day allows us to witness sustainable innovation solutions and really feel the dynamic new power of design innovation from Industry 4.0 to 5.0. Our better life and future cannot be possibly achieved without the power of innovative design. We believe that with the joint efforts of all of us, the prospect of sustainable development enabled by innovative design will be even broader. UNIDO Day 2023 ended now successfully, and we'll see you again next year. And for the China-French robotics roadshow event will take place next door. Feel free to join them, and you are more than welcome also to visit our exhibition booth, and you are going to see even more cases as well as demonstration events there at our exhibition booth. Thank you for your cooperation. Let's see you next year.